Greetings, I'm Zoe Allred, and this is Unraveled, an asymmetric logical evidence analysis game for 2 to 7 players with a 30-minute playtime. A conspirator is laying the groundwork for an elaborate scheme, and only a handful of sleuths are hot on their trail. The game focuses on these evidence cards, each with 3 different traits with 3 variants each, for a total of 27 unique cards. One of these cards will be the key evidence, which the conspirator must hide in plain sight from the sleuths. If identified, it would be their downfall. The conspirator will lay evidence before the sleuths, hoping to empty their deck to finalize their conspiracy. The sleuths look for patterns and outliers in the data. They can examine a card and ask the conspirator if it has any traits in common with the key evidence. The conspirator must answer truthfully, but gets to prepare cards in response, burning through the deck's timer and gaining ammunition. By spending prepared cards, the conspirator can activate an evidence card's power. They can rig evidence to prevent examination, cycle through the deck even faster, or even bribe a sleuth. Did I mention that you can't exactly trust the other sleuths? Each sleuth has a loyalty to a specific trait, and if that trait happens to be a key evidence trait, then that sleuth's loyalties align with the conspirators. They want the conspiracy to happen. So instead of trying to identify and take the key evidence card, they're going to try to protect it, and they'll do so by sabotaging a card. So, are you going to weave the conspiracy? Or are you going to help unravel it? Let's try a 4-player game. Each sleuth takes a magnifying glass and some note pin tokens. The conspirator starts the game by drawing 7 cards and picking one to be the key evidence. By picking the spotty golden exhibit, most of our starting hand will be linked, with the exception of the blue agency, a solid blue testimony. Unlinked evidence is risky, concretely eliminating possible key traits when examined. The conspirator takes the golden, exhibit, and spotty link cards to mark the evidence traits and to serve as a reference of which evidence cards are linked. The rest are returned to the box, as they won't be needed. Similarly, the golden, spotty, and exhibit loyalty cards are separated as loyalists and shuffled. The loyalty cards of the other 6 traits are the rivals and are shuffled. 3 rival loyalties and 1 loyalist are shuffled together and secretly dealt to each sleuth. None of the players, including the conspirator, knows who, if anyone, is a loyalist and who is a rival, only that at most 1 player is a loyalist. The conspirator starts by playing 3 cards. Let's start with some golden cards, since that's what we have mostly at this point. Whenever we have fewer than 5 evidence cards, we draw back up to 5. Eventually, we have to get the key evidence into play, and maybe they won't expect it so early, so let's play it with the other golds, then draw again. We keep going like this until a sleuth blocks the deck with their card. Navi Panda might use this time to analyze the cards on the field, but they can also examine a card to confirm if it's linked. While they get concrete info, we get to prepare cards from our hand, gaining ammunition and new cards from the deck. Let's remove that unlinked agency and this electronic. Another spotty exhibit might be too revealing, and the tool has a more useful power between the two. The sleuth takes back their card and we draw back up to 5. Play continues and we resume our golden strat, but we're running out of gold cards. Maybe it's time to branch into salmon cards. Amber Turtle starts reorganizing the cards and uses their magnifying glass so they can take their time. Looks like they're organizing the spotty and exhibit cards separate from the other golds. Content to continue, they take back their card. Let's change up our hand. We'll play and activate the apparatus, spending one of our prepared cards from earlier. This will let us bury these unlinked documents and these linked testimonies in hopes of better cards. Not much better. Now we have 2 unlinked salmon testimonies. Scarlet Penguin is making a move and wants to examine the apparatus we just played. They probably have a good idea the key is an exhibit, but it could potentially be a spotted salmon or solid gold card. Let's prepare those unlinked testimony cards and draw back up to 5 now that Scarlet Penguin is finished examining. Now we have more linked options, but we have to be careful which traits we make available. Let's use this uniform to play some mind games. We spend 1 and rig the contract in play. This prevents the sleuths from examining the only other solid card. It could, however, still be deduced as the key. Navi Panda needs a moment to reorganize the evidence in light of this. They're a little too invested. When they're done, we can finally draw back up to 5. But before we can play, Scarlet Penguin wants to examine the document. Maybe they're worried we'll rig them both before it's too late. Let's prepare these 2 cards. These sleuths seem a little too invested. Maybe we could turn them over to our side. I spend 3 cards to use the business, and tell Navi Panda and Scarlet Penguin to draw new loyalty cards. I shuffle all the loyalty cards and deal them new ones. Looks like Navi Panda needs a moment to process this. I'm pretty sure they figured out it's an exhibit, so I'm going to play the rest of those. I'll use this assessment's power to tempt Scarlet Penguin. They've been leading the investigation, and maybe I could convince them to try switching loyalties. They're going for it. Let's hope that wins them over. And they're immediately investigating. They want to examine this employer. Let's prepare these 2 unlinked cards. They're really getting down to the last cards. The sleuths are almost out of time. Amber Turtle sees this and finally decides to make a move. The deck will be empty if they examine, so this would be their last chance, and he's taking his time. I can't draw cards, but I can still play cards. I decide to take a chance and play the photograph, which would let a sleuth rig a card, and I invite Scarlet Penguin to do so. Thank goodness they bite, and rig the vehicle. It looks like they're ready to go mask off and sabotage something, but they have to wait until Amber Turtle examines the card, but they're next in line. Amber Turtle finally decides to examine the card I just used, and yeah, it's another linked card. They take back their card, and now it's Scarlet Penguin's turn to sabotage. They flip over the rigged contract, and now they are out of the game, and hoping I win so we can share a victory. I should be preparing and drawing those last cards, but we understand the game is over, and all that's left is for the sleuths to deduce or sabotage. Amber Turtle takes the key prescription evidence. Dang it. That solidifies a sleuth victory. Navi Panda looks to be taking the photograph evidence as backup. I reveal the key evidence traits, and the sleuths reveal their loyalties. Looks like Scarlet Penguin failed to secure my conspiracy with me, as an odd loyal to golden evidence. But Navi Panda and Amber Turtle share a sleuth victory. Thank you for watching. I hope you give it a try.